So, you want to make money online, right? But let's be honest, most of the advice out there is kind of a trap. It's all about these huge 12-week courses and super complicated funnels before you've even made a single sale. We're going to cut through all that noise. I'm going to break down a really simple but powerful system for selling digital products that actually works.
Does this look familiar? I mean, this tangled mess is exactly what the gurus try to sell you, right? These giant courses and exclusive masterminds. And all it really does is lead to total overwhelm, not sales. It's such a common trap. But the real path to making consistent income online, it is way, way simpler than you've been led to believe. Okay, so this is where the whole game really changes. It happens when you shift your mindset from the myth to the reality. You stop worrying about complex funnels and you just build a simple system. You forget about massive courses and you create tiny, focused products. And this is the big one. You stop chasing algorithms and you start owning your audience. To get there, we just need to fix two huge mistakes that almost everyone makes.
All right, mystique number one is this bigger is better myth. It's this belief that you've got to build some giant, all-encompassing product to make any real money, and that if you create something small, it's, I don't know, not valuable. This is exactly where most people go wrong, right from the very beginning. Here is the absolute core idea you need to get. The money doesn't follow the size of your product. It follows the clarity of your offer. It has nothing to do with how big your product is. It's all about how specific it is. See, a tiny, super focused product lets someone see it and immediately think, oh wow, that is for me. And that clarity, that leads to a fast decision, which leads to a fast sale. So what exactly is a tiny digital product? Think of it like a laser, not a floodlight. It's built to solve one very specific, very painful problem for one specific type of person. It's not about drowning them in information. It's about giving them a single, powerful transformation and doing it fast. And that brings us to the system itself, the tiny product stack. It's so beautiful because each step is designed to just naturally feed into the next one, creating a clear journey for your customer. You're going to start with an ebook to build proof, then you level up to a mini course to build profit, and you finish the journey with a community that builds long-term retention. Now, the real purpose of the ebook, it isn't just to make a couple of bucks. It's a really low-risk way for customers to just test you out. But more importantly, every single sale you make is proof. It's proof that your idea actually works. And it builds this powerful list, not of random leads, but of actual buyers who've already trusted you with their money. So once you have that proof, now you can level up. If the ebook tells them what to do, the mini course shows them how to do it. It literally walks people through the application, and it turns that initial proof of concept into real, sustainable profit, because you're delivering a much deeper result. And all of this leads to the final and honestly the most powerful step, the community. See, an ebook gets attention and a course brings in cash, but a community creates retention. It turns one-time customers into people who stick around for the long haul. This is the real foundation of recurring revenue and a true online business, because people will always pay to learn, but they will stay to belong. Okay, so you have your product stack figured out, but where in the world do you sell it? This brings us to the second massive mistake, building your entire business on platforms you don't actually own, like Etsy or Amazon. I want you to really think about this. When you build your business on a marketplace, you are building your beautiful house on rented land. You don't own the traffic, you don't own the customer list, and if your landlord, the platform, decides to change the rules tomorrow, your whole business could just disappear overnight. The hard truth is, you don't have a business, you just have a listing. Let's just look at this breakdown side by side. On rented land, the platform owns all your customer data. You're constantly stuck in this race to the bottom on price with everyone else. But on your own land, you own everything. You control the entire experience, and you're building a real defensible business asset for the future. So the solution is actually pretty simple, but it's incredibly powerful. You have to build your own engine. An engine that generates its own traffic and lets you own your audience directly. This is how you get control back and build something that can actually last. This right here is such a critical mindset shift. The real game isn't about creating the product, it's about creating the traffic. I mean, your product is just a vehicle, and a car without gas goes absolutely nowhere. Traffic is the fuel. It's the distribution system that gets your value in front of the right people. And it's the one part of the equation that most people completely forget about.
And this chart shows you exactly where you should focus your energy. Look, social media gives you this fleeting engagement. You make a post and it's basically gone in a day. But YouTube is an evergreen traffic engine. A video you make today can literally work for you 24/7, bringing in new customers for months, even years to come. It's not just content, it's a compounding asset.
So, it really all boils down to these two simple steps. First, you use a platform like YouTube as your magnet to generate endless targeted traffic. Then, you direct all that traffic to a place you control, your own website, your email list, where you can build a direct, real relationship with your audience. Okay, so now we have the product stack and we have the ownership engine. But there's one last element that makes this whole system tick, and it's something like absolutely no one can ever copy from you. In this ridiculously crowded online world, your unique energy is your greatest, most uncopyable advantage. It's not about being the world's biggest expert on a topic. It's about how you say things, it's your weird quirks, it's your personality. That is what's going to attract your people. And that's really the ultimate takeaway here. Someone might want the result your product promises, but they are trusting you to be the one to deliver it. Your authenticity is what builds that know, like, and trust factor that has to be there before anyone is ever going to feel comfortable clicking that buy button. So let's just end on this question. I want you to stop searching for the perfect, massive, world-changing idea. Perfect never sells. Execution does. The only question that really matters right now is this one. What's the first tiny problem that you are going to solve for one person starting today?